Hi everyone, welcome to Chinese Anchor. Can foreigners really find their jobs in China? Where should you look for jobs? Do you need to speak Chinese? And what kind of jobs can foreigners actually get? In today's video, I'll walk you through step by step how foreigners can find jobs in China, where to look, which jobs are easier to get, and the most important things you must know before accepting an offer. If you're thinking about working in China or you are already here and looking for opportunities, this video will be very useful for you. Job platforms, the most convenient and reliable way. One of the easiest and most straightforward ways to find a job in China is by using professional job platforms. Here are some popular and useful platforms for foreigners. You can find jobs in different cities and across many fields, from office roles and business positions to professional and technical jobs. When you open the website, you will see job numbers listed by province on the left side, such as Guangdong, Shanghai, Beijing, Zhejiang, Tianjin, Jiangsu, Shandong, Hebei, and more. Below that, jobs are also categorized by type, including teaching, media professionals, business, training, engineering, and more. Go to the website and click on Work at the top. You will then see different job opportunities, especially useful if you are looking for jobs in Shanghai. This platform allows you to directly search for specific job types. You can also upload your resume, and sometimes recruiters or headhunters may contact you directly. After opening the website, click on Jobs. You will find jobs in China covering a wide range of roles, including marketing, teaching, engineering, design, and media. Some positions are marked urgent, meaning the company is hiring quickly. This platform mainly focuses on international school teaching positions. If you are specifically looking for teaching jobs, this is definitely a website worth checking regularly. And of course, LinkedIn. Most of you are already professionals, so you probably know how powerful LinkedIn can be for job searching. All the platforms I just mentioned are large-scale and relatively official. They have English interfaces, making them easy to navigate for foreigners. Most employers on these platforms are verified, which makes them safer and more reliable for job seekers. More importantly, companies posting jobs here are usually experienced in hiring foreigners and are familiar with work visa and permit procedures. Always verify the job information and the credibility of the company. Be extra careful with offers that sound too good to be true, and never pay any upfront fees for a job, not for applications, not for visas, not for processing. You can also try Chinese job platforms such as Boss, 直聘. Even Google posts job openings here in China, including the number of positions available, job locations, requirements, and salary ranges. Many companies post their China-based job openings directly on their official websites. For example, Apple published job listings in China, including roles in retail, engineering, management, AI, and more, with job locations across different cities in China. You can absolutely try this approach as well. A strong professional background, relevant work experience, native language advantages, or technical skills. If you're ready, don't hesitate. Submit your resume confidently. Good luck to all of you. Don't ignore offline opportunities. If you are already in China, you can also start building opportunities for your next job. Join expat social events. Sometimes job information and hiring leads are shared directly during these gatherings. Attend industry meetups or professional events in your city. You will meet people working in the same field. And occasionally, you will hear about open positions before they are even posted online. English teacher. Entry-level teaching positions are quite common. However, you usually need basic qualifications, such as a TOEFL certificate or a certain number of teaching hours. If you are hired, besides salary, some schools also offer free accommodation or housing allowances. At the end of the contract, some schools may provide bonuses and round-trip flight tickets. For entry-level roles, the salary is usually around 20k RMB per month. And for more experienced teachers, the salary can be negotiated higher. These are mostly temporary jobs and usually don't require much experience. For example, you will often see foreign models or event staff working in shopping malls or at promotional events. This role has a relatively low entry barrier and is especially suitable for fresh graduates. These roles require strong communication skills. Some positions also require basic Chinese for daily communication with clients or colleagues. These jobs require solid technical skills and relevant work experience. In some cases, frequent business travel may also be part of the role. These positions usually require advanced professional knowledge or many years of experience. Being able to communicate and coordinate in both Chinese and English is a big advantage. If you have a STEM background and strong professional skills, here's something very important to know. In October 2025, China officially introduced a new K-visa, specifically designed for people with a STEM background who are considering working in China. If you are interested in this pathway, I explained it in detail in another video on this channel, so feel free to check this out. Not every company in China is legally qualified to hire foreign employees. However, there's no need to panic. Companies that actively recruit foreigners must have the proper qualifications, and most legitimate employers will not take the risk of hiring without authorization, and it could seriously affect their business operations. Before you start working, make sure you sign a written labor contract. The contract should clearly state your job responsibilities, salary, social insurance, probation period. This is one of the most important ways to protect your legal rights in China. Before accepting the offer, ask clearly about your daily responsibilities, working hours, overtime requirements, how and when your salary will be paid. This helps avoiding misunderstandings later on. Always keep copies of offer letters, employment contracts, pay slips, even important chat messages. If you ever need to protect your rights in the future, these documents can be extremely helpful. Yes, you can. Many jobs do not require Chinese, such as teaching or content creation. However, knowing more Chinese will definitely give you more options, especially for business-related roles. And it will also greatly improve your overall life experience in China. Yes, as long as you stick to the trusted platforms, make sure the employer is qualified to hire foreign workers, and avoid vague job postings or any request for upfront fees. Generally, it takes about 8 to 16 weeks. You only need to prepare and submit the required documents, and your employer will handle the visa application process for you. Yes, according to Chinese law, once you officially start working, your employer is legally required to register and pay social insurance for you. This is a mandatory obligation, not optional. Yes, you can resign. In most cases, you need to give 30 days notice. However, after leaving your job, you usually have around 30 days of legal stay in China, so submitting is very important. Most contracts are signed for 1 year. For high-level or highly skilled talent, contracts are often 3 to 5 years. Contracts can usually be renewed. For well-performing Category B talent, The validity of work-related documents may be extended to 2 years or even longer upon renewal. It's generally recommended to wait until your current contract ends before resigning. The transition from one company to another usually takes about 5 to 8 weeks to process. A 30-day stay period is often not enough to cover the full transfer and onboarding process. China is not difficult, but the timing is. So if possible, finishing your contract first is usually the safer option. Opportunities exist in many cities across China, as you may have seen on job platforms. The key is whether the role matches your professional background. If a climate matters to you, it's also worth considering regional differences. Northern cities tend to have colder winters, such as Beijing, Tianjin, Shenyang, and Dalian. Southern cities are warmer and more humid, with winter temperatures sometimes reaching around 20 degrees, like Shenzhen and Guangzhou. Another major hub is the Yangtze River Delta region, including Shanghai, Hangzhou, Nanjing, Suzhou, Ningbo, Wuxi, and Hefei. For foreign companies, an English resume is usually sufficient. For local Chinese companies, it's best to prepare a bilingual resume in both English and Chinese. Finding a job in China is not as difficult as many people imagine, as long as you use the right platforms. Apply for roles that fit your background. You can find opportunities here. If you'd like to learn more about salary levels in China or daily living costs and expenses, leave a comment below and let me know. I'll cover these topics in more detail in future videos. Alright folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye!